Welcome to today's Zoom session. We are live now. It is Tuesday, 16th July, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today, I'm going to be discussing a few important things. I'm going to basically be sharing with you the topics for today. First, I'm going to be discussing MintHub's launch strategy, step by step, exactly what's going to be happening. Now, a few days ago, I discussed this to the Accelerator members on a private Zoom session. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys some of this information that I have just been handed several days ago. Next, we're going to be discussing, and this was a topic that is getting messaged out on our Telegram, getting emailed out often about MintHub's pricing and if it's worth it to get involved now that it's almost at 15 cents a token during the private sale. Just to give you a quick breakdown of it right now, if it's on a private sale still, it is worth it. It's worth it in a very big way. So the short answer to that is yes. We're going to make things slightly beginner friendly. I'm going to share with you how to deposit and pay and how to some of the things to look out for, namely not depositing to the same address more than once because it's one-time use only and you have to click generate address again. So I'm going to show that to you on a screen share on this Zoom session also. And we're going to discuss what to focus on now and some of the updates that are coming up that are very, very important, which could put a lot of money in your pocket if you take advantage of this. So that's the topic for today's Zoom session. The camera over here cut off several times, something about the battery being exhausted, even though it's charging. If it does, I'm going to turn on the camera over here. So that's what we're going to discuss today. Right before we begin, I just want to double check if you can see me and if you can hear me fine and if the mic is working to a good standard. So let me know in the comment section if everything is fine. Okay, you can see and hear me. That's great. Okay. Let's discuss MintHub's launch strategy. If you have read the PDF presentation, which is inside of the dashboard, if you go to the MintHub section and check the video, the PDF presentation, you will notice that the price of MintHub started at $0.005 per token, and it was going up to 15 cents a token for the private sale. So it was going up 30 times or 3,000% during the private sale itself. During the private sale, if it's in a private sale, it's worth buying regardless of the price, full stop. And the reason for that is very simple. Once it launches, it's set to skyrocket. Private sales tend to go up in value significantly on the launch itself when it goes onto a public exchange. It will start off at a decentralized exchange, meaning it won't go on, for example, Binance or Coinbase or any of these places yet. The reason for that is very simple. It's not that MintHub are unable to. MintHub have already been approached by large exchanges to list. However, the way that listing works is, and a lot of beginners are unaware of this, they think that as soon as a token is going to list onto a big exchange, you're going to make the big money. But what happens with these big exchanges, especially for new tokens, is that they're able to manipulate the price point, scoop up as many of the tokens as possible, and then they're going to own a lot of the tokens. So when that happens, they buy and sell as they wish and they profit on it. If a token has launched on a DEX, a decentralized exchange, for example, PancakeSwap, or for Solana, there's a few decentralized exchanges also. If it launches on a decentralized exchange, there's a lot of movement already. There's a lot of people that are buying and selling, and there's a lot of holders of MintHub. Then what happens is once it launches on a centralized exchange, it will be more of a headache for them to manipulate the pricing, and so they won't bother with it. There's no clear-cut market cap for it. There's no clear-cut number of buyers or movement where they will feel like whether it's worth it or not. And so with a centralized exchange, the good strategy to have for my sake, for your sake, for everyone who's purchasing MintHub is to have MintHub put it on centralized exchanges later down the road. A few months into it, for example, would be great, or 2 months into it would be amazing. When it is at a peak, when there's a lot of buying pressure on it, and when there's a lot of token holders. That way, when it goes into a centralized exchange, it will take that exchange a lot more money, and it have to be a lot sharper to be able to manipulate the pricing to a point where they own a lot of MintHub tokens. I hope that makes sense to you guys. So the way that MintHub is going to launch is very simple. Once the price reaches 15 cents a token, I'm not allowed to have anyone purchase MintHub tokens inside of the CryptoNet network dashboard. So the sales for that is going to basically close. The private sale will end. When the private sale ends, the dashboard itself is going to change. That's where the upgrade is going to come. There's a lot of upgrades happening inside of the dashboard, the homepage, etc., which we'll get onto in a moment. So what is going to happen exactly once MintHub reaches 15 cents a token? The first step is I have to close off all sales, so no one is able to purchase MintHub tokens on the dashboard. The second step is the stats for your MintHub right now is on the home dashboard. I'm going to remove that and add it into the MintHub menu. There's a stats section for the MintHub menu. In the stats section for the MintHub menu, once you click on the menu, once it reaches 15 cents a token, it will take you to the stats area. Above the stats area is going to be a timer for when it launches on a public exchange. So it's going to be the timer, it's going to be all of your stats, how much you've purchased, what it's worth at the moment, etc. And then below that is going to be where you can enter in your wallet address. And the camera just went off like I warned you guys about. So let me just go to video settings and use, unfortunately, the computers. The computers one is like why is it? So I'm just gonna shift this down here. So you should be able to see me again. Hopefully the audio is fine, which I believe it is. I'm just gonna move this back a little bit. There we go. Yes, audio is still fine, I believe. Before we got distracted over here, what's going to happen is basically MintHub is going to go to the, when it reaches 15 cents, that's what I was talking about. When it reaches 15 cents, inside of the dashboard, when you go to the MintHub section on the menu, there's going to be a timer for the launch. And the reason for the timer is going to be a 30-day timer, by the way. The 30-day timer is to give everyone enough time to enter in their addresses where you're going to receive the MintHub tokens. So I'm going to walk you through that for those of you that have never gotten into a private sale before, that then launched into publicly into a decentralized exchange. It's very, very simple, and there will be a tutorial on it. But basically, there'll be a timer, your MintHub stats, and then below that is going to ask you to enter in your wallet address. It will ask you to enter in either your BSC, Binance Smart Chain address, if it launches onto that blockchain, or it will ask you to enter in your Solana address. And so what will happen then is, as soon as the MintHub tokens are allocated, it will automatically show up in your wallet. It'll automatically show up in your wallet, whether you have your wallet on your phone, on your computer or browser, whatever the case is, whether it's Phantom Wallet or whatever the case is. It will show up there automatically. You don't have to do anything. Once it showed up there and it launches and you get allocated your MintUp tokens, then you're able to buy and sell as you wish. If it's on the Solana blockchain, you'll be able to buy and sell it, where you have your MintUp tokens, you sell it into Solana, for example. And if you want to buy MintUp tokens on the public market, then you buy using Solana. If it's on the BSC network, then you will buy, you would sell it into Binance Smart Chain, and you can buy it using Binance Smart Chain. So I hope that makes sense. I will do a live tutorial on it. It'll be recorded, and I will add it into the menu of the Cryptonet Network dashboard to make it as easy as possible for beginners. When I first started buying altcoins and selling altcoins, I would have to check a lot of tutorials, and I know it could seem like it's very difficult, but it's very, very easy. It's like a 1-2-step process that anybody can do. So I'm going to share that with you as soon as it launches, so you are able to do whatever you wish. The pricing, and is it worth it? The short answer, which I gave already, is yes. Generally speaking, private sales, the price of the token, whether it is with a lot of private sales, the way it works, they have 3 strategies. So one of the strategies would be that they just have a fixed price, and then they have a lock-in period, and then they launch at a higher price. And then the buying pressure puts it to a very high all-time high, way above the private sale itself. And then it dips down, but it never dips down. For the most part, if you get into the right token, it doesn't dip down below what the private sale was. Another private sale strategy would be to increase the price incrementally, like what MintUp are doing, and then launch the token. So what that does is it pushes people to purchase as early as possible and as big as possible, and usually they raise bigger funds that way. And when it reaches that private sale mark where they're going to launch publicly, again, it's the same thing. The price of the token, generally speaking, goes up significantly higher once it launches publicly. Then it dips down from the selling pressure from people that are selling their tokens, but it doesn't reach, for example, with MintUp, that 15 cents a token mark. It should be far higher than that after that selling pressure. So is it worth it? The answer is absolutely yes. I'm still buying every time I tell you to buy, and I'm in MintUp purchasing MintUp the same way that you're purchasing MintUp. I just decided to obviously add it into the dashboard so that we can all benefit from it. So it's not just me benefiting from it. And that was one of the key things that I added inside of Cryptonet Network, thanks to accelerator members asking me to place a private sale token so that their community, so that they can also take advantage of it as much as possible. And so that's why MintUp got added into the platform, so for your benefit. The deposit, how do I deposit in Cryptonet Network? How do I purchase? What are the things I need to watch out for? So I'm going to share with you guys my screen, and I'm going to show you again how to do it. I will add a get started section inside of the dashboard also, by the way, and it's going to outline everything in 1-2 minute clips. I'll do it on the desktop, but on the mobile, it's going to work exactly the same. One of the biggest requests were for languages. One of the biggest requests were for multiple languages. So we're going to add multiple languages in also, and I'm going to be discussing that with my tech. But for now, it's going to be in English, and then I'm going to add in several languages, popular languages. So let's go ahead and get on screen, and I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do. So let's see here. I think you're able to see my screen now. Let me see one of these the username passwords on here. Okay. Here is one of the accounts. So we're on the dashboard now. It's just loading up. Hopefully not too slow. And I'm going to walk you through how to deposit. And let's see, I will go to the deposit now section over here. As you can see, you can deposit with Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tron. You got BNB, which is on a Binance Smart Chain. And you've got USDT in the Tron network and USDT in the Ethereum network. Just the other day, and I was discussing this with Accelerator members, the Ethereum blockchain to launch MintHub would be a bad idea because when things get very popular, the fees for exchanging is very high. So I tested the fee just yesterday, and it cost about $70 just to exchange Ethereum into USDT ERC20. So things are getting very popular already. So that's why we're not going to, I'm going to advise them not to launch MintHub on the Ethereum blockchain, either on the BNB or on Solana. So let's just pick BNB, for example, and I type, let's say, $1,000. So this is in USD. I'm going to click on generate address. Now I can deposit in either using the QR code, or I can just click copy over here. And I have just copied the address over here, and I'm going to make the deposit. Guys, the deposit section works. It works perfectly fine, and it's never had an error. One of the very, almost unheard of thing which Cryptonet Network has is that we've never had a tech error. Every single person that I have consulted with have always said to me, Rahman, there is going to be at least several issues when you launch. It's just how it is, yada, yada, yada. And actually, that was completely false. So I have to extend a very big thank you for the tech staff that we have. There has been absolutely no errors, and that's because we've tested everything right beforehand. So what we do is you click copy and then you make a deposit. Whether you deposit $1,000 or $500 or $990 or $1,010 or whatever the case is, it's still going to go through. What a lot of people are doing is that they are testing the deposit. They're not reading this note that says it's one time only, and then they're depositing again, and then it doesn't reflect on the dashboard, and then I have to manually update it for you. All of those manual updates I'm going to do before that 30-day timer ticks to 0. And I'm going to add in the MintHub tokens based on the price you would have purchased. So based on the price of when you made the deposit. So I'm going to show you what happens. If I click generate address again, just notice that this address changes. So I'm going to click generate address again. And you see that this address has changed. So don't save this address and then make multiple deposits. It's for one deposit only. Make sure you do that, right? Every time you want to make a deposit, just go to the deposit section, pick the currency, generate address, and then do what I just told you to do. The next step, now it's in your balance. So you go to MintHub, buy MintHub, and then you can purchase MintHub. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to withdraw, for example, these commissions. So I'm just going to type $3,000. Instead of withdrawing the commission, I'm going to add it to available balance. Many of you want to add it into the available balance rather than withdrawing and then having to deposit again. So that's a feature that was added in pretty much since the beginning. So now let's just assume that I made a $3,000 deposit. As you can see, I got $3,000 on here. I'm going to type 3,000 or I'll just type 2,500 so I could make this tutorial again later. And I'm going to click buy now. When I click buy now, it's that simple. I have just purchased MintHub tokens. So this is how many MintHub tokens I've just purchased. Makes sense? Is that clear for you on how to deposit and how to purchase MintHub tokens? Sadak said it was my idea. Yes, Sadak gave this idea to put a private sale token on here. So you guys could all thank him for MintHub. You can thank him for all the big commissions you've been earning with MintHub also. And several others have also made this idea. Have forwarded the idea to me, but Sadak pushed it. So was that clear, by the way, guys? All right, Eugene said yes. All clear, guys? Crystal clear, yes. Casey said yes. Dr. Sandra said yes. Sadak said yes. Nokwana said loud and clear. Perfect. Everybody's saying yes. So what do you have to focus on now? This is key. A lot of you are talking about it's getting towards the end of the private sale. What should I focus on now? Focus on MintHub. Focus the same way that you were focusing already before. Get as many tokens as possible. And I have labeled the reasons why already. So I'm just going to share my screen again to show you guys. This is the PDF document for MintHub. And I'm going to show you why you need to be getting as many MintHub tokens as possible now. It's very, very important that you do so. I'm just going to minimize this over here. And it's all to do with phase 3. Phase 3 is one of the biggest money makers inside of MintHub. So I'm going to read this out, right? First phase, they're already doing. Second phase, they're working on already. The third phase, with all the attention that MintHub is getting, MintHub will sell their attention to advertisers on a pay-per-view basis, on a pay-per-click basis, and a pay-per-lead basis. I'll explain that for those of you that are not sure what that is exactly. And in the MintHub community, that's me, that's you, that's everyone who's purchased in a private sale before it's reached 15 cents a token will receive a financial incentive. That's the passive income, by the way, for people that are viewing ads, clicking on the ads, and submitting their information on the ads. So I'm going to explain what this means. Let's have a look at Facebook. Let's have a look at Google. Let's have a look at any social media. What they do is they offer a service for free that everyone can get involved in, that everyone can use, that everyone is on constantly. And then with all those people there, they end up selling advertising spaces. So if you go on Facebook now, for example, or Instagram, and you're scrolling down, you're going to see sponsored posts, sponsored videos. You're going to see ads. That's how they make their money. When they sell their attention to advertisers like myself, for example, that's how they make their money. And then they distribute it among their shareholders. So what we're doing essentially, for every MintHub token that we're buying, we are buying shares that will reward us every time somebody pays MintHub or a company pays MintHub for the attention that they have. And what usually happens in this instant, in this type of a business, in this business structure, is it just continues to grow month after month. So what we should be expecting is that every single month, or almost every single month, our passive income has gotten bigger than the previous month. And that trajectory can go on for a very long time. So if you have a look at Facebook trajectory, you can Google it yourself. Have a look at their revenue year to year, quarter to quarter. It's always going up, regardless of what's happening. Regardless if Mark Zuckerberg says something nasty and the stock market goes down like crazy and it crashes completely. What happens? The next quarter, revenue is still going up. And the reason for that is because the market price for Facebook, right? If you're going to purchase some Facebook stock, even if it goes down, let's say 90%, guess what? Facebook still have people going on it. People are still using Facebook. They don't care about the stock price. And that attention is still there. And people that are buying that attention, they don't care about the stock price. And people that have shares in Facebook are making money from that. The difference with MintHub, which I absolutely love, is that even if we sell all of our tokens from the private sale, we still have the same number of shares inside of MintHub. Because what MintHub will do once it reaches 15 cents a token, they're going to close off all of the sales. And I have to close it off in the CryptoNet Network dashboard. Then they're going to check the percentage of MintHub that you purchased in terms of all the sales that they've brought. And that's your share for phase 3 permanently, even if you sell all of your MintHub tokens later. Isn't that amazing? So this is why I'm almost stressing out, because it's almost at 15 cents a token and this opportunity is going to go for you. And phase 3 could completely change the direction of your life. Imagine you wake up month after month, day after day, and you've just generated more income than you did the previous day, more income than you did the previous month, and you're doing absolutely nothing. That's amazing. I want as many of you as possible to earn as high of a passive income as possible. A, to change your life, and then B, once we go into something together later, now we have as a unit a bigger spending power to make bigger moves, to make bigger profits, to do things in a bigger way. So I see phase 3 and I see MintHub as a stepping stone for us to do big business together in the future. Makes sense? So this is why I'm pushing, for those of you that just got involved now, to get as many MintHub tokens as possible. Now, Sadak asked a great question. Will the monthly passive income be distributed in MintHub tokens or USDT? It will be distributed in MintHub tokens, but guess what? As soon as it's distributed, if you wish, you can sell it. So it'll be distributed in the wallet address that you've chosen. to receive that MintHub tokens. And then you can sell it if you wish, or you can hold on to it if you wish. So this is the details of the next steps and what's happening. Now, as soon as MintHub reaches 15 cents, just to give you a very brief, short breakdown. Now, step number one, there's no more sales from MintHub. That means you're not able to buy it anymore. Step two, all of the stats is going to show up in the MintHub section of the menu in the CryptoNet Network dashboard, with a timer on it and with an area for you to enter in your wallet addresses. And there's going to be a 30-day timer to give you everyone enough time and to give MintHub enough time to check all of the shares and to allocate out what percentages everyone is going to be receiving. At the same time as that, there will be a pre-launch for the gaming token, which you'll be able to see a timer for in the home section of the dashboard. More information for that is going to come once MintHubs reaches the 15 cents a token mark. All of this should be happening very, very soon. I predict in the next 7 days, maximum, I think in the next 10 days or so. So you can mark that prediction is Tuesday, 16th July now, when MintHub is going to be finished. That's why I'm stressing out about this, because I want you to earn as big of an income as possible on the passive side of things later down the road. It gives everyone here, the collective CryptoNet Network community, a bigger spending power, so we can all make some big moves together. And for Accelerator members, I'm going to share with you what those moves are going to be later once it happens, but I have been preparing for it. Now, I'm going to move on to checking the comment section over here. Those of you that are watching the recording on YouTube, you can ask questions on the YouTube comment section and I'll answer it via text. For those of you that are here now, I'm going to answer the questions obviously right now as we are live. Josh said, I got YouTube videos planned out today for CryptoNet Network. Amazing. It's a great strategy to have. I'll tell you why it's an important strategy, why it's a great strategy. When anyone researches anything about CryptoNet Network or MintHub, they're going to Google it. Google favor videos. So they're going to show YouTube videos at the top. So if you go and basically type any kind of questions on YouTube, how to bake a cake, how to use this camera and how to fix this mic, whatever the case is, the top of the search engine is going to be YouTube videos. Why this is important is because when we upgrade, when MintHub reaches 15 cents a token and the dashboard gets upgraded and everything gets switched up and improved, by the way, all the improvements are ready, what happens then is on the home section of CryptoNet Networks, if you go to cryptonetnetwork.ai, the registration section is going to be cut off. If you go to the login section and it says don't have an account, sign up, that's going to be removed. So every single person now, CryptoNet Network becomes private, basically. It becomes by invite only, meaning only your referral link. That's the only way people can access CryptoNet Network. And when I go and put content out, there will be no way for people to register. So what will happen is that they might end up seeing the YouTube videos, seeing the Instagram posts, seeing the buzz. They go to cryptonetnetwork.ai and they can't register. And they're told that it's by invite only. You got to go find the link. And when they do that, they're going to look for the link on Google. Register, how to register for CryptoNet Network. That's a great title, by the way. And when they type that, and you've made a YouTube video like Josh is about to make, for example, now they go, they type how to register for CryptoNet Network. They must have seen a Zoom replay on YouTube because it's public. The CryptoNet Network channel is public on YouTube. And there's no way for them to register. They're going to type on Google how to register for Cryptonet Network because they're very excited about it. They see Josh's YouTube video, then they sign up, and then they purchase, and Josh is making commission. So I removed that knowing I will lose money so that people are forced to take that extra step to look for Josh's video, for example, or Josh's referral link. So I'm doing that out of pure kindness. I'm not doing it to make more money. I'm not doing it to, I'm losing money on it by removing the registration section. That's something that's going to be happening. So make sure that you put as much content as possible out there, organic content. You can discuss things about crypto and then basically say, sign up over here. This is what you get for free. All you're doing in Cryptonet Network, for those of you that want to earn the big commissions, is you're not selling anything, by the way. You're giving away a free ebook. So I want you to study that ebook. You're giving away these free Zoom sessions with amazing information. You're giving people access to private sale that they would never have access to otherwise. And private sales are the big money maker. And you can discuss these details and then say, by the way, here's the link, register. It's completely free of charge. You're going to get emailed all the information. You're going to receive this ebook for free. It's a booklet. It's just a few minutes to read it. And it's going to show you exactly how to find the tokens to purchase that are set to do big multiples. The exact strategies involved in it, and nothing is held back. And truly, if you've read the ebook, you will notice that nothing is held back on it. Godwin said, this is amazing. Just a quick question. How much confidence can we have that MintHub will scale big? If I was not confident with it, personally, I would not put money in all the time. I just put in a few $1,000s extra right now, live on the screen. I wouldn't do that if I wasn't confident. So what you have to do is the greatest way, the simplest way, and there is a shortcut to success. The shortcut to success is to do what someone would do that you would want to replace yourself with. So from a financial standpoint, all of you or most of you would wish to be in my position, for example. And I don't want to brag or anything like that. I'm not that type of person, as you know. But I would do from your position exactly what I do. There's a big difference between doing what someone says you should do and doing what someone actually does. For example, I'll give you this as an example. If I told you to purchase MintHub tokens at 15 cents a token, closing in on 15 cents a token, I'm not doing it myself, then in your position, I would not buy MintHub because I'm not doing it. But if I'm doing it and I just did it live right now, I would do it. Make sense? Because there's a lot of people out there that might tell you to do certain things and they're not doing it themselves. So I've told myself, no matter what happens in Cryptonet Network, no matter what it is for accelerator members, no matter what it is for secret members, I will never tell you to do something that I'm not personally doing in lifetime. So that's the shortcut to success. To do exactly what the person you wish to replace yourself with is doing. I started boxing a few weeks ago. I'm about 15 sessions into it now. And I picked a coach. I have a private coach, one-on-one. He comes to see me 3 days a week. I didn't pick someone who never went into the ring. I didn't pick someone who doesn't have or has had a very strong professional record. Because I want to learn boxing the way that it's supposed to be. I want to be effective with it. So I'm not going to go and find someone who's never stepped in the ring. Make sense? So that's why I picked that particular coach, for example. When it comes to any kind of mentorships, I sit and listen to what the person says, but then I sit and study what the person does. And I'm more in line with doing what they do rather than doing what they say. So some people out there, for example, they will be selling courses on this, that, and the other. But where is their attention? Their attention is on selling courses, which means they're making money selling courses, not on the business that they're discussing to try to help you make money. If that business was doing so well, they wouldn't be busy selling you a course on it. So what's the money maker? Would be selling the course. I hope that makes sense. So oftentimes with beginners, they end up doing what someone tells them to do rather than what they're actually doing. Godwin said, absolutely makes sense. Thank you so much. Just needed that reassurance. Now, the reassurance that you guys should have, just for extra reassurance, not that, for example, Godwin needs it. Some of you might need this extra reassurance, is I've always made money in the crypto market, whether the market was going down, whether the market was going up. And I've been involved in the crypto market for multiple cycles already. I've been involved in the crypto market before Binance came out. There was a time when Binance didn't even come out. And there was a crypto market before that. And so if you do everything that I'm doing in live time, then you're going to do very well. As opposed to if you take action based on your opinions. And I'll tell you, no one screws up more than someone who has an opinion about something without the experience and without any kind of results. I've been there. I've been that person. So the way that I upgrade in life in general, just even outside of the crypto market, outside of making money, is, let's say if it's something to do with health, I would look at someone who's healthy that I would replace with, and I would do what they're doing. It doesn't matter whether I agree with it or disagree with it. It's working for them. That means it works. So I'm going to do it. And this is the philosophy that you have to adapt. And it is the shortcut to success. It's the shortcut to success. Someone who becomes successful fairly quickly is not smarter than someone who takes a lot longer. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you this, knowing this from only surrounding with hyper successful people, is that generally speaking, their IQ, their level of smart is, they're not as sharp as the average person even. The average person is literally smarter than the hyper successful person. This is coming from my personal experience. So yes, there are hyper successful people that are extremely sharp. For example, Elon Musk. But for the most part, a hyper successful person will say, I don't know what I don't know. I'm going to find someone who I would replace with in this area of life and that area in business and whatever the case is. And I'm just going to do what they are doing. And it's a science. And there's no luck involved. That's the amazing part, is that there's no luck involved. Yeah, you can get lucky by making an uninformed decision and it works out. There's that luck. But when it comes to informed decisions, when it comes to success over a long term, when it comes to making the right moves, there is no luck involved in those particular moves. MintHub, for example, let's say you're earning an incredible sum of income because of phase 3, that there's no luck involved in that. Let's say that you end up becoming financially successful, whatever that number is for you, and you never have to worry about money again because you've done exactly what I'm doing in lifetime all of the time. There's no luck involved in that. And it's simple and it's easy. And the hardest part for me is not making you money. The hardest part for me is to make sure that you keep a level head and to make sure that you don't let that money get to your head. I'll give you an example. When it comes to making money, especially for people that will be new to having lots of money, is it gives you choices like never before. You can go anywhere, anytime. And I'm not talking you go to a nice restaurant somewhere in town. I'm talking about you can wake up one day and say, I'm going to take a 15-hour flight. I'm going to go to the other side of the world. I'm going to buy this, that, and the other. I'm going to make all of these choices because I can. And choices is what destroy people. So for most people, they just shouldn't have money. Most people shouldn't have money because they can't handle it. So my hard part is to transform you into a person that is able to handle having money. Making you money is the easy part. You just have to do what I do. So yes, there's shortcuts. And yes, there are people out there that would basically tell you, oh, there's no shortcut to success. You hear that often, right? There's no shortcut to success, which is a load of nonsense. The reason they say this is because they have something to sell you to say there's no shortcut to success. This is the system. You got to put in the work, and they want to appear authentic. There is a shortcut to success. Other people will say things like, money can buy almost anything, but it can't buy time. Time is the first thing that money buys. Time is the first thing that money buys. When I am, let's say I'm traveling and I'm going to be emailing you out, or I'm going to be preparing for a Zoom session, I would fly business. I could fly first class, but it doesn't really make any difference. I will fly business because it buys me time. Because I go to the airport and I go to a lounge and I'm very comfortable. They serve me food. I have coffee, and I can sit down in comfort and get on with work. If I were to fly economy, I would have to sit in a McDonald's somewhere. I would have to sit in a cafe somewhere at an airport. It'll be loud. I wouldn't be able to focus. So it bought me several hours of time. I get on the plane. I get to lay down. I get to sleep. I get to rest. There's no such thing as jet lag when you're flying business or first class. And so now, because I don't have jet lag, when I land, no matter how long the flight is, I'm fresh. I don't have to, reach the hotel and sleep for several hours to catch up on sleep. So money buys time. Money buys choices. And you have to be very careful about the choices you make. So there are a lot of misconceptions out there. So make sure that you do exactly what I do. And you will notice, for those of you that have been with us for a long time, there has never been one single occasion ever where I have told you to do something that I'm not doing myself. And I just proved it earlier when I just purchased some MintHub tokens live now, close to the 15 cents a token mark, because that's going to make me big money. So make sure you take action on MintHub. Go as heavy as possible. It's very close now to launching. And that phase 3 money, the only regret that you will have is that you didn't buy big enough, because you'll see that passive income and you'll say, damn it, I could have earned double. I could have earned triple. I could have done quadruple. I was being fearful. I'm still making great money every single month. It's still growing every single month, but I wish I entered in bigger. That's the only regret you'll have in regards to MintHub. So these are the steps. I'm going to look through some more comments right now. Josh said, I'm planning to go to Thailand because I'm a little tired of the US. And he's going to do that with these MintHub tokens. Thailand is amazing. I lived there for a few years, by the way. I lived in Phuket for a year, Bangkok for 3 years. And I absolutely loved Thailand, by the way. The food is amazing. My spice tolerance has gone right through the roof. I love spicy food. Thailand is a great place for that. The people are well cultured, amazing people, very friendly. It's very cheap compared to the US, compared to most of the US. So you can live an amazing life with very little income. So I used to live at the beginning a great life, like $2,000 a month. That included rent, that included eating at restaurants. I never cooked. Eating at restaurants and eating quality food is cheaper. Like going out to eat quality food is cheaper than cooking, than grocery shopping and making it yourself, which is ridiculous. And that's because they're natural, they're just abundant with food, right? They have a rain season, they have a lot of farms, and the food just grows everywhere. So it's very, very cheap. So eating out is cheaper in Thailand than grocery shopping, which was something that was absolutely new to me. Because if you go in other places, I think especially in the US or in anywhere in Europe, for example, grocery shopping is significantly cheaper and cooking at home is significantly cheaper, but not in Thailand, not in Southeast Asia. Jason asked a great question. When the MintHub private sale ends, how do we earn if we are promoting our Cryptonaire link and this will be close to the public? That will be the next token. So Cryptonaire network, Jason, and this is a great question that you asked, is something that's always going to be there. I set it up so that Cryptonaire network will always be there. When MintHub launches, the next private sale is going to go up, which I just explained earlier on. And you might not have caught that, or you might have showed up a little bit later. So what happens is MintHub closes. There'll be a timer of when MintHub launches in the MintHub section of the menu, but the home section of the dashboard is going to have another timer. And that is for the next token when that's going to launch. So there's going to be a pre-launch for that. And so you'll always be able to earn a commission on private sales. The hard part with Cryptonaire Network is finding these private sales. So it literally took me several months to manage to find the replacement for MintHub. And I found it, and it'll be added in. All the details will obviously be discussed. There'll be a PDF presentation for it. There'll be marketing swipes for it. There will be discussions about it. I'll do plenty of videos on it and lay it down. And it's going to be in the gaming market. Gaming is hot. So Jason, you'll always find private sales being added into the dashboard. And once that is launching, I'm actually already looking for, and I've already shortlisted more. Eugene said, how many years or months do you think we have in the bull crypto run to reinvest all the profits to exit later on? I think this is the end of the show. Like after this next bull market, when everything starts to go up, I don't think there's going to be that big of a movement in the cycle after. And that's because there's so much money in it already. So it becomes more and more difficult, more and more scarce to find the big winners. Now is what we have. Now is what we have. And so after phase three for MintHub, or during it, when we were earning that passive income every single month, I don't know what the direction um, the membership will be for Cryptonaire Accelerator. Maybe I will tell you other businesses to get into and how to basically allocate funds and what we need to move into. But for now, we need to be hyper focused on the crypto market and make as much money as possible in it. Because what happens after this pump, after this altcoin season, is that there's going to be a whole nother level of fresh millionaires, billionaires in the crypto market, and it will be time to exit. And when that time comes, I will let you know, of course, because I tell you to do exactly what I'm doing in lifetime. So that is my thoughts on the crypto market after this next pump. And I know this from, or let's say I can analyze this from all the cycles before, and I keep very close contact to people that are have also been heavily in the crypto market for a very long time, and everyone shares that same opinion, which tells you something. After this next cycle, the chance for you to turn a little bit of money into a lot, the chance for you to hit big multiples is very, very low. So that's why I'm pushing you, and I don't mean to scare you on this, even though it is scary news, but this is it. MintHub is it. The private sales that I'm going to be putting up is it. And it is so difficult to find. If I were to find it a few years ago, I would have been able to find private sale like this. It will take me a week. But it took me a couple months with all the contacts that I have, with all the connections that I have, to find that next replacement after MintHub. That tells you something. That tells you it's getting more and more scarce to find something like MintHub, which is why I'm pushing you as much as possible. Eugene said, what do you personally think of gold and what to do with it? Gold is good. There's a saying, as good as gold. So it would be, I might diverse some of a lot of my crypto into real estate, some of it into gold, and that would be after this next cycle. But gold is amazing. Everything has what's called an opportunity cost. So I'll give you an example. If gold goes up, and let's just say, I'm just throwing out a random number. Let's say gold goes up 10%. But you've got money in Ethereum, and Ethereum went up 200%. You haven't made 10% if you've invested in gold. You've lost 190% gains. So doing one thing means you don't do another thing, and there is an opportunity cost. So gold is great, but is it really compared to the crypto market now? Absolutely no. After the next cycle, and then when things dump, right? Because there's a bull market, there's a bear market. That next bear market is going to be savage. When we're at the top, or towards the top, when everyone is hyped up about it, when there's big new all-time highs for many, many tokens, and everyone is highly excited, and I tell you, hey, it's time to exit, everything in your nature is going to tell you, oh, what if I make 10 times more? What if this keeps going? Don't do that. That's the time to get into things like gold or into real estate, for example. Amazing question, by the way, Eugene. Are there any other questions, by the way, before we finish up this call? Eugene, I discussed that in the Cryptonaire Accelerator Zoom, and I emailed out the replay. Do you have the replay for that? Perfect, perfect. I don't think they emailed yet, though. So I was looking out for their email, but they haven't emailed yet. I'll chase them up on it. All right, I think that's it for now. Glad to have you guys here. Amazing Zoom session. The next one is going to be taking place Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'll double check now, actually, because the accelerator Zoom session, the private one, let's see when that is going to be for. But I'm going to cut off the recording now and then discuss it after. The timer is going to be on the page, as always. Thank you so much for being on here. And I look forward to seeing you on the next Zoom session. For those of you that are watching the replay, if you have any questions, make sure you ask it in the YouTube comment section. Also, comment your thoughts about this Zoom session, what you've picked up from it, what you've learned from it. Like it, subscribe to that channel. What it does is it boosts Cryptonaire Network. You end up promoting it, for example, and people end up looking at that YouTube channel. They see that it's buzzing. They see that there's lots of subscribers. They see that everyone is positive and keen on things, and it's going to bring more money in your pocket. So there is strength in numbers, and I want you to be as active as possible on these places. And also, I want you to note, I want to note here for you guys that once there is going to be the upgrade of the Cryptonaire Network dashboard, when MintHub reaches 15 cents a token, there will be nowhere for them to register, including on YouTube. And so it will be safe for you to share those YouTube links, and then they'll come back to you, and then they'll want to sign up, and whatever the case is. So I want to help you out as much as possible in all ways. This is Rahman. I'll see you on the next one. I'm going to stop the recording, but we'll be on here with everyone else that is on. And make sure that you do show up for the next Zoom session, because sometimes there's interesting discussions after the recording gets cut off.